Black Rifle Coffee Company taking fat L's today. It isn't just the Democrats and Black Lives Matter and Hollywood that is taking fat, juicy L's. It's also the Black Rifle Coffee Company. Let me refresh your memory in case you forgot. But these Black Rifle coffee dorks, they ended up participating in this article that was published by the New York Times. And they said a lot of really heinous things about people like me, people like Kyle Rittenhouse. And then they try to backpedal because initially they were very proud of the New York Times article, which a lot of people will omit to, but we're not stupid. We know what was going on. And then they went on Dana Lausch's podcast, and I think they went and hung out with Joe Rogan, and they were saying, oh, we were misrepresented. They took us out of context. They were putting words in our mouths. They were rearranging, the statements that we made and blah, 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 making up all these excuses. Well, fortunately, people who are not idiots were not buying into the blatant lies that were coming out of the mouths of these assholes. And we didn't fall for it. But now we know where they genuinely stand, where they truly stand on the matter of Kyle Rittenhouse, on the matter of the Second Amendment, and of course on the matter of self-defense. And that side is certainly not ours. I'm just going to put that out there. The Black Rifle Coffee Company, Matt Best, and Evan Hafer, those are the figureheads of the company. They're eerily quiet about what transpired today in the courtroom in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where Kyle Rittenhouse was going to essentially be sentenced to life in prison if he was found guilty. Fortunately, he was not found guilty. There is zero evidence to suggest that he committed a crime and that he did anything wrong. Of course, now we know more than ever that he really didn't do anything wrong whatsoever and that he's a sweet kid. He's a good kid. He did everything right that night. And the people that were in the wrong were these violent Democrats, these violent Black Lives Matter activist thugs. They stalked him. They ambushed him. They, were setting fire to the city of Kenosha. And there was a small group of people, a ragtag group of regular Americans that stood up, and they pushed back and they fought back when nobody else would. Not the National Guard, not the police, not even Trump. But it was somebody like Kyle. And that got me thinking. It got me thinking, why does Matt Best, why does Evan Hafer, why does Black Rifle Coffee Company and its customers hate people like Kyle Rittenhouse so much? I thought really hard about that. I'm gassy right now. I just finished eating dinner. But I thought about that in my mind, it's playing around with thoughts in my head. And I really think it boils down to resentment and jealousy. Because I hate to use this word, but Matt Best and, Evan Hafer, these people are very privileged. They're very uppity douchebags, right? These aren't the kind of people that I would be caught hanging out with at a bar. Just going to put that out there. They're a little too flamboyant for me. So they see this young kid, Kyle Rittenhouse, working class guy. He didn't grow up with a lot of money. His family is maybe a little less fortunate than others. They do their best. They get by, but, just regular working Americans. Just they look like my family. They remind me of me. It's why I have an affinity for Kyle Rittenhouse and why I was so aggressive in my defense. Not just because I was right, because I see myself in Kyle, But Kyle Rittenhouse isn't anything like the Black Rifle Coffee losers. He's better in every single way imaginable. What Matt Best and Evan Hafer pretend to think about themselves, they fought for this country. They're true patriots. They're warriors for America. They're real soldiers. And, because of them, people like me can spew all the ignorant bullshit that I could dream up of on a YouTube video. That's what Evan Hafer and Matt Best and everybody else at Black Rifle Coffee think. They think they're hot shit. And people like me need to bend the knee and kiss their ass. And they expect all the kudos and all the accolades in the world for serving in the military for, 4 or 5 years or however long they were in the military, doing who knows what, who cares, doesn't matter, it's not important, never will be. Kyle Rittenhouse isn't some super tactical elite soldier with epic training or any of the fancy, tactical gear. He was just like a regular kid in a t-shirt and a bare bones AR-15 just defending his community and, standing up for what he believes is right and preventing and deterring, serious violence that is being inflicted upon members of Kenosha. He stood up to these violent Democrats, to these violent Black Lives Matter activists, and he's done more to protect Americans and American lives, and I guess in a weird way, America, really, because Kenosha's kind of like little America. He's done more to protect and defend America than any of those losers over at Black Rifle Coffee Company, despite all of their fucking, medals and awards or military awards that they got, all their accolades. It's just, none of it's impressive to me. All their cool tactical training videos, none of that is impressive to me. All their cringy boomer fast jump cut videos, like, it doesn't impress me. Kyle Rittenhouse is what impresses me. That's a real, like, hero's journey type story. You got this young kid, this nobody from Kenosha, Wisconsin, or from Antioch, Illinois, which is a suburb of Kenosha. If anybody who lives in that area would understand that. And he goes out and he just wants to protect his community. He wants to make sure people are safe. And all of the evidence that exists about this case does not highlight a single instance of Kyle antagonizing anybody, being mean to anybody. He was just screaming out to people asking if they need medical attention. He was putting out fires, making life easier for first responders. That is who Kyle Rittenhouse is. I've seen pictures of Kyle Rittenhouse in his little baby police cadet uniforms, pretty adorable. Seen him in the firefighter gear when he was like an explorer. I was just being overwhelmed with pride. I was so proud of him. And a lot of people are echoing that sentiment. And the things that they are saying about Kyle Rittenhouse, they will never, ever say about Matt Best or Evan Hafer. That's why they hate him. Is because this civvy, this regular kid outshines every single one of them. And they know it to be true. It's the only reason why they fucking hate him. It's why the people like Matt Best and Evan Hafer are so desperate to gatekeep. And they're not the only ones that want to do gatekeeping. You got the Navy man, Navy dork. I made a video about that guy. I should probably do a follow-up video because me and him had an exchange in the comment section of the video. That guy is a gatekeeper, which is why I made a video defending Lucas Bakken of T-Rex Arms. T-Rex Arms doesn't need me to defend him, because that guy's got like 1 million, subs or whatever. But, and he has his own style. He's got his own approach to things, and he doesn't really do these types of videos. But I do. And I'm going to defend, my people. And I know this sounds kind of harsh to like veterans and shit, but this isn't about veterans. This is about Black Rifle Coffee Company. And I have my personal beliefs about, the conflicts in the Middle East and if those people are really fighting for my freedom and the Constitution and blah, blah, blah. But just because I have those opinions doesn't mean I have any animus or hatred towards veterans. I have nothing but love and respect for those people. I got a family full of veterans. They fought in Nam. They fought in Korea. They fought in the Middle East. Maybe some of you guys know them. I don't know. I'm not going to dox myself, but, so no hatred here. But I'm just sick of this gatekeeping. I'm so sick of the gatekeeping, and I'm going to defend my fellow content creators, other honorable mentions, Mr. Guns and Gear, Mr. Paul Harrell. I defended them. I made numerous videos defending them. And I pushed back and rebuked people and thugs like Navy Man, like Gun Nuts Media, and of course Antifa Santa Claus or the Yankee Marshal, that fruitcake. I'm not going to stand for it, man. I'm going to defend my guys. I'm going to defend my fucking people. And I'm going to absolutely call out this fake bullshit. Where are these guys? Where's Matt Best now? Where's Evan Hafer right now? You guys pretend to be these champions of the Second Amendment and fighters for the right to self-defense and the Constitution and all this other nonsense. Well, where are you? Kyle Rittenhouse was just found innocent of all charges. They were dismissed with prejudice. Where are you? Are you going to apologize to the people that were defending Kyle Rittenhouse? Because those people were 100% correct. And they were 100% vindicated, by the way, in their assertion that Kyle Rittenhouse was innocent. Do we get an apology? Maybe you can send me a bag of your coffee. Maybe I'll change my mind and quit telling people that it's garbage. I fucking hate gatekeepers, man. I hate Matt Best and Evan Hafer more so than the Democrats and Black Lives Matter. I can trust a Democrat to be a Democrat. I can trust a Black Lives Matter activist to be a Black Lives Matter activist. But with people like Matt Best and Evan Hafer, who needs a progressive? Seriously. Those people are vipers. They're worse than all those people because you don't know what they're going to do. You don't know when the knife in the back is coming. But a lot of people see through it. And I know, like I said, I'm sorry if people are offended by this. It's not about anybody but the Black Rifle dorks and anybody who wants to gatekeep against people like Kyle Rittenhouse. That's my fucking boy. And I'm going to defend him no matter what. And I was 100% correct about virtually every single claim that I made about the Kyle Rittenhouse situation. 100% correct. But I've been reading some of the comments, all over the internet, forums, etc. And man, I got nothing but love and respect for some of the veterans that reached out, that were out there defending Kyle Rittenhouse. You're out there using your lawful speech and speaking the truth. When I know it is difficult, especially witnessing that kid crying on the stand, having a PTSD episode. He being Kyle Rittenhouse, has PTSD. He's been clinically diagnosed to have PTSD. And a lot of veterans came out and showed nothing but love and support. And I see you, and I fucking love you guys for it. We can win, and we can push back against people like Matt Best and Evan Hafer, like the Black Rifle Coffee Company, like any of those neocon rhinos that are pretending to all of a sudden have seen the light, and now they're on Team Kyle. No. You don't get to claim to be on our side if you uttered the fake narratives of the postmodernist, of the globalist, of the Black Lives Matter activist, of the violent Democrat. You don't get to all of a sudden come around to our way of thinking, our point of view. That's not how this works. And I impress upon everybody to be vigilant and to push back against the fakes, to push back against the grifters, to push back against the opportunists that want to seize on this moment and pretend that they were on the right side of history when they never were. American citizens are doing their best to protect their communities. They're doing their best to protect their homes and defend their fellow citizens. And they are doing so knowing that the police aren't going to come. The military is not going to come. The National Guard is not going to come. Nobody is coming to save the day. They are taking it upon themselves, and they are fully aware of the risks. And they are facing dire consequences because of it. And I impress upon everybody to defend people like Kyle Rittenhouse and anybody in the future that does not want to bend the knee to violent Black Lives Matter activists. We do not have to live like this. I almost cried listening to the verdict, and I was shaking. I never admitted this. Really, I think I talked about it briefly in a podcast, but I know what it's like to have my freedom taken away from me, and knowing that I did nothing wrong, and I've been in a horrible place in my life where everything that I worked for, everything that I created and built, was taken away from me, and I might possibly have PTSD. I don't talk about it much, and I never got help or seen anybody about it because I'm afraid to know the truth. But I saw Kyle shaking, and that's how I was shaking. It's not over. It's not over. We have a lot to do. And again, it's just, as long as we stick together and we speak the truth and we stand up against the bullies, the gatekeepers, these violent activists in the Democratic Party, they can't stop us. Just look at all these amazing victories that we've seized upon this month alone. The bellwether elections in early November, we won them. Youngkin did not have a chance in hell of winning. and he won. Paul Howell was murdered in the 90s, and his family was tormented. And these fucking assholes in Hollywood put on this insanely aggressive and expansive campaign to have him released back into the world. And because of our efforts, and because good people, regular people fought back, and they told the truth. People like Sean Fitzgerald, Devin Tracy, myself, and so many others. And of course the family, the Howell family. Julius Jones will be in prison for the rest of his life. He's never going to be eligible for a parole. He's not eligible for clemency, for a commutation of the life sentence, or a pardon. He will die in prison because regular people stood up and we stood together. And then today, as I'm making this video, Kyle Rittenhouse was found innocent on all of the charges that were levied against him. The jury, there was a lot of political courage that was on display today in that courtroom, because the jury showed us that there's stubborn people that wanted to absolutely throw the book at Kyle Rittenhouse, but there was another group of people that made it absolutely clear that their factual, well-informed opinion on this matter is unwavering, and they were never, ever going to allow Kyle Rittenhouse to be found guilty. And then, of course, people like myself, Robert Barnes, a lot of other law tubers stepped up to the plate, and we went out stumping for the kid. There's a penalty. We face a penalty espousing these opinions, but the alternative is worse. We could have seen an innocent kid be hauled off to prison for the rest of his life. We could have seen our Second Amendment rights and our right to self-preservation erode right before us had we not stood up. Do not be demoralized. Don't give in. Don't give in to their propaganda. Don't give in to the demoralization. Don't think that this is over, because it's not. It's far from over. And don't think that you're alone, because you're not. There's a lot more of us than there are of them. God bless. Peace out.